Hi everyone, welcome to Find Your Flow Yoga. My name is Natalie and today we have a special yoga for kids. So we're going to have lots and lots of fun. Come to a comfortable space in your house and I will meet you there. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be looking at some yoga poses and some of them have animal names, and so whenever you hear a pose that has a name like an animal, feel free to make any noises, the noise that that animal makes. I definitely will be doing that. So we're going to have some fun today and jumping on in, making sure that you have some comfy clothes on and finding a space where you aren't going to knock anything over with your arms and legs. So if you have a yoga mat, great. If you don't worry. You can do this absolutely anywhere. We are going to start off coming down onto our hands and knees. And this is called tabletop. So imagine that our arms and the top part of our legs are like the legs of a chair. And our back is the tabletop. So where we would have our dinner or our drink or whatever we have on our table. And we want to try and find a nice, long, straight back. So all the way from the back of our head down here to where our bottom is, a nice, long line. And then coming to breathe. And we always breathe, don't we? But now really just noticing that we're breathing. So everybody taking a big breath in, opening the mouth and breathing out. Nice. And again, breathing in and out. One more time, a nice big breath. Lovely. And then we're going to take our gaze and look and peek between our legs. And as we do this, we'll reach our back all the way up towards the sky. So imagine you're seeing an angry cat. So a cat that's really, really unhappy and maybe its back's all the way up towards the sky like ours is now. This is called cat pose. And if you'd like to, you can think of what noise a cat makes. So meow as we come into our cat pose and waggle our tail from side to side. Nice. And then lifting our head so that we're looking forwards in front of us, we'll bring our tummy down towards the ground and stick our bottom out in the air. And this is called a cow pose. So when we come to our cow pose, we can moo and wiggle our tail from side to side. Nice. And then coming back into our cat pose, lifting our back all the way towards the sky, peeking in between our knees. We go meow. Nice. And sending our tummy down towards the ground, sticking our bottom out, looking forwards, moo, cow pose. Nice, everyone. One more time, meowing our way into our cat pose. And then mooing our way into our cow pose. Nice. And then everybody come back to our tabletop. So finding this nice straight back, we'll tuck our toes under behind us and sit our bottom back onto our toes. So reaching the arms a little bit further forward, we're coming down towards the ground. And then what we're going to do now, peek at me if this is your first time, we're going to imagine we're a dog and stick our bottom and our tail all the way up towards the sky. So making a nice woof, 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 we stick our tail all the way up to the sky and come to find a pose called downward facing dog. So wiggling our tail from left to right, taking a look at our feet. Nice. And just move here from side to side, rock the heels down, one and then the other, and bend the legs and straighten the legs and keep doing that breath that we found earlier. So breathing in, breathing out. Nice. And then very carefully we're going to look up at our hands. And as we do this, we'll jump forwards towards our hands with our feet. Nice, be really careful when we do that. And then straighten our legs as we come to peek in between our knees again. And our hands are just going to drag on the floor as we swing from side to side. We're like a monkey at a zoo with our knuckles dragging across the ground. Nice. And maybe we make some monkey noises here if we know some. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Nice. And then coming back, stopping, rocking our side to side, and then straightening our legs. We're going to grow tall and reach our hands all the way towards the sky as we lift up. And then float them down by our sides, coming to find mountain pose. So in our mountain pose, we're really strong and tall like a mountain. Can we reach a little bit taller, really finding this nice straight back that we have found already today. And taking a look at our toes now. Can each of our toes stay on our ground and the heel of the foot here and both sides of the feet as well. So we're really rooted down towards the ground, really, really tall. And then reaching our arms out to the sides and all the way up towards the sky. Imagining our arms are made of lava as we come to shoot our lava out to the top of our mountain in volcano pose. Nice, so imagine the red bubbly lava of a volcano and swaying gently from side to side here. These volcano arms turn into palm tree leaves as we go to the left and to the right. Nice. Lovely. And then coming all the way back, dropping the arms down, and we'll curl to gaze in between our legs again into our monkey arms in a forward fold. Bringing our left hand in between both of our feet. We'll imagine we have a bow and arrow in our hands, and we're going to draw our arrow back with our right hand, so all the way up our left arm, and bring it across our chest and our heart, our tummy, and then reach it towards the sky. Nice. And releasing, coming back, bringing the right hand now onto the ground and drawing our arrow all the way up and back across our tummy, lifting towards the sky. Nice. And then coming back down, bringing our hands onto the floor and stepping both feet back, lifting our bottom towards the sky. We come to our downward facing dog pose. Woof, woof, woof. Wagging our tail from side to side. Nice. And then everybody bring the knees down as we come to find our tabletop pose. So imagine the legs of the table with our arms and our legs, and we'll meow our way into cat pose, lifting our back all the way up, meow, angry cat, and then stick our bottom out and find cow pose, moo, lift to look forwards, nice, and then make our way back and walk our knees a little bit further behind us. So we're going to turn now into a slithery, slimy snake on the ground. We're going to slither our way all the way down to lie on our tummies. But keep our hands on the ground here, either side of our tummy. And coming to find something called a cobra pose. So really channeling our inner snake as we lift our heart off the ground, our tummy off, we go nice, come back down, and then lift back off. Lovely, one more time. Nice, come all the way down, and everybody push your way off the ground. And we'll tuck our toes under and sit back onto our toes, making our way back into our downward facing dog. So lifting our bottom and our tail all the way towards the sky as we woof, 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 woof. Maybe you have a dog, or you know somebody who has a dog, and their dog might do this pose sometimes where they stick their bottom in the air and go woof, woof. Nice. And then from here, look forwards at your hands very carefully. Jump all the way and straighten your legs. Finding our monkey pose, our hands dragging across the ground. Nice. And then coming back, we're going to lift our way into a strong volcano pose. So reach our hands all the way towards the sky like lava. Nice. And keep them reaching really, really tall. Find one of our special breaths in and out. Nice. Maybe you wiggle your fingers with your volcano arms. Find some magic in the volcano. And then keeping your arms where they are, we'll pretend that we're sitting back in an invisible chair behind us. So bend the knees, come to stick your bottom out and stay here. Maybe you peek behind you to see that invisible chair. Nice. And just like we did in our pose where we were like a mountain, we're keeping all of our toes on the ground and every single part of our foot. Nice. Keeping our volcano arms reaching nice and tall. And then dropping them down by our sides. Nice. And what we're going to do here is we're going to turn ourselves into a tree. This is a really fun yoga pose. So if we want a bit more support, we can come to a wall, or maybe we're near a table, or our mummy or daddy or someone's there near us. And what we can do is hold onto them if we want to. We're going to balance ourselves on our right leg and then lift our left foot off the ground. And we might like to bring our toes onto the ground still to just help us find support if we're feeling a bit unsteady. But then we might like to lift off. So our foot comes to the inside of our leg, and maybe we stay here, or maybe we lift our leg a little bit higher and give it a helping hand here to get even higher. But again, if we're a little bit unsteady, a bit unbalanced, we can come to our wall or the settee next to us or the chair, anything at all. And we might like to keep our hands on our hips as we find a sturdy, sturdy tree. Or we might like to find the branches of a tree. So imagine our arms have leaves on and they're the branches, and we can send them out wide, or maybe reach them towards the sky, growing into a really, really tall tree. Beautiful. And finding our special breath in our tree pose. So breathing in, breathing out. Nice. And then dropping the hands very carefully, bringing the left foot down and just wiggling everything out and shaking the arms, shaking the legs. Nice. And then coming back to stillness. We're going to lift the other leg up as, again, we pretend we're a tree. So we have the roots of a tree shooting from the bottom of our foot into the ground. And lifting our right leg off the ground this time. Maybe the toes come to the earth. Maybe the foot comes to the inside of the bottom half of the leg or the top half of the leg. Nice. And maybe we keep the hands on our hips, or if we find our branches, we can stretch them all the way out wide and towards the sky. Nice. Wiggling the fingertips like leaves in the wind. Lovely. Finding our nice special breath, breathing in, breathing out. Nice. If you're a wobbly tree today, that's okay. Don't worry, if we wobble, just come back up and remember to smile. Lovely. Everybody drop their arms and gently bring the leg back down onto the ground. And then we're going to make our way back into our monkey pose. So our hands dragging on the floor in front of us, going from side to side. Remember to make your monkey noises if you'd like to here. Nice. And then everybody bring your hands to the ground and step your feet back. Lift your bottom high. Downward facing dog. Woof, woof, woof. Nice. Just wiggle your tail for a few more moments. And then everybody come back to bring the knees onto the ground. And we're going to take our knees now nice and wide and bring our feet together. So as we look at our legs, they're almost in a triangle shape. And from here, we're going to sit back on our heels and relax our forehead and our face down into the ground. So try not to face plant the floor here. Just relax your head down. And this is called a child's pose. You can make the noise of a child or a baby here. Maybe a baby cries quite a lot. So what we're doing here is resting. We've done lots of different poses on our feet, really actively using lots of our muscles and things. So now what we're doing is just taking the time to slow down and calm down. Nice, well done everyone. And then lifting all the way up. We're scooting our legs to one side and just coming to bring ourselves down to lie on our backs. And when we get down on our backs, we'll hug our knees in towards us. And then take our knees a little bit wider. So peek at our armpits and imagine our knees are trying to pull in towards our armpits. They might reach and they might not. And then keeping our knees in near our armpits, we're going to kick our feet towards the sky and bring our hands to the back of our legs or the outsides of our feet and come to find something called a happy baby pose. So if you have a baby in your family, you might recognize them doing this. So they might sway from side to side, bring their feet up towards their face, maybe even put their feet in their mouths. Nice. And you might notice a happy baby straightens their legs. Oh, lovely. And we take one of our nice special breaths in here. And breath out. Lovely. Everybody relax the legs and come to lie down on the ground. Imagine here that we are trying to be a super still statue. Closing the eyes and relaxing the hands and the feet, the arms and the legs. We're not making any sound. We're not moving in any way. We're staying super, super still. Nice. And everybody bring their hands onto the tummy. And as we find our special breaths in and out, maybe we notice our tummy lifts all the way up and all the way down. Imagine you have a balloon here. So as we breathe in, our tummy inflates really big like a balloon. And as we breathe out, we're letting all of the air go from our balloon. Staying nice and still. Just paying attention to our balloon filling up and emptying. Nice. And then everybody coming to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And then reaching the arms back behind us, yawning as we stretch out. And then hugging the knees in and finding a really tight ball, curling the head towards the knees like a big round football. And then everybody rolling onto one side and lifting all the way up and coming to sit facing me. So we might like to cross our legs here. And we're going to bring our hands together and bring them near our heart here. And coming together to say our special word in yoga, Namaste. So, on the count of 3, we're all going to say this together. And what this means is basically thank you for doing this special yoga practice today, and thanking everybody who's doing this with you. And so whenever you're ready, 1, 2, 3, Namaste. Opening your eyes. I thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you have enjoyed our practice, and I hope to see you again in another kids yoga very soon. Thank you very much.